Hello, my name is Rachel and I am the Thrifty Crocheter, and today is January the 21st. 365 days of kindness. January 21st. 490 times. Wow, that's a lot to do something. Peter came to Jesus and asked, Lord, when my fellow believer sins against me, how many times must I forgive him? Should I forgive him as many as 7 times? Jesus answered, I tell you, you must forgive him more than 7 times. You must forgive him even if he wrongs you 70 times 7. Matthew 18, verses 21 and 22. If you are someone who likes to calculate numbers and take things very literally, then you would have to come up with an answer to Peter's question as 490. This, however, was not what Jesus was answering in response to the question. As humans, we feel we can be gracious, but we don't want to go so far with our grace that it gets abused. We think we need to put limits on our generosity toward others. Jesus' response lets us know there are no limits on forgiveness, and it's easy to see why. The grace that Jesus has for us and others is unlimited, and our grace should be the same. Get ready to forgive over and over and over again. Act of kindness. Invite a friend over. Yes. Because, Jesus and God forgives us every day for everything that we do. And we should follow that example and forgive others. As human, it's very, very hard to do. Very, very hard. But we need to. It makes ourselves feel better because we get that off of our shoulders, out of our minds, and we just feel better in our hearts to forgive somebody. It's hard, but God says we have to, so we have to. Daily guidepost for grandmothers. January 21st. Don't you see how wonderfully kind, tolerant, and patient God is with you? Romans 2:4. Today I was with my 22-month-old grandson, Brock, feeding him his lunch. Between bites, he asked me the same question over and over. Bite of cheese. Nana, where Mama? Bite of turkey. Nana, where Papa? Bite of bread and butter. Elmo? The first 2 I could answer at work, and the Elmo one I whinged. Yes, Elmo. Brock took a drink of milk, and the round began again. Nana, where Mama? Nana, where Papa? Elmo? I gave the same answers over and over and over. Our conversation took on a predictable rhythm. I thought about Brock's incessant question as I drove home and was suddenly reminded of someone else who tends to ask the same questions over and over. Me. And the recipient of this repetitive babble, God. Year after year, I keep imploring, why don't you answer my prayers? Where are you when I hurt? Why must my family face this trial? Would it spoil some divine plan if you made me tall and thin, or at least let me keep off those 8 pounds I keep losing and gaining? And over the same answers come. I hear you. Trust me. I love you, trust just the way you are. If God tires or grows weary of my endlessly repeated questions, he never shows it. I guess patience is something God and Nanas have in common. Open my ears and my heart, Lord, that I might hear and believe your patient answers to my persistent pleas. Mary Lou Carney. We do ask God a lot of questions, and sometimes we tend to repeat a lot of our questions. So, but he listens to every single one. I don't know how he does it. He listens to every single individual on this planet, and he listens to every single word of every single person on this planet. How he's able to do that and understand and still be able to give them an answer. And of course, when he gives the answer and what kind of answer he gives are always on his timing and his way. Sometimes it's the way we want it and the timing that we want, but most of the time it's in his way and his timing. Sometimes it's not the answer we want, but it's the answer we got. That's a whole nother story entirely. The illustrated words of Jesus for women. You gotta have patience. That's another thing that's hard, is patience. Anyway, January 21st. God cares. He certainly does. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow, is thrown into the fire, how much more will he clothe you? Luke 12:28. Sometimes life is tough. Yep. Horrible things happen around the world. Earthquakes, hurricanes, tsunamis, floods. Hard things also happen in your life. A loved one dies, a friend hurts you, a job is lost. When life gets heavy, do you sometimes wonder if God even cares? Of course you know he does, even though he doesn't take away your problems. But look at this. He even dresses the fields. He won't leave you alone to go through hardships. Trust that he is with you regardless of how tough life is. Trust him to bring you through and believe that he loves you no matter what. Keep trusting God. He is always in control, even when your circumstances may seem out of control. Anonymous. Yes. He is there with you no matter what. And you know what? In a way, I think all three of these went together. And I think they went together very well today. This small swatch of yarn has been woven with prayers. As you hold this swatch in your hand, may you feel God's strength, love, and peace flow and know that he holds you in his hands. May God bless and comfort you in your time of need and give you peace. Amen. Love you all. Bye.